No, I'm just kidding. I will not rub one out on camera. Wait for this thing to load up for a few minutes. And we will talk about the propaganda of Donald Trump testing positive. That's right. A couple more minutes, let this thing load up. We'll get into the topic. A little bit of propaganda to cover and expose. Don't be surprised if YouTube cuts the stream off, guys, because Stevie Wonder could see the bullshit. Hell, Ray Charles could see this propaganda coming a mile away. Everybody's an enemy, telling me lies and it's killing me. Why they always want to get rid of me. That's right. Tell me I can't rap. I am a top tier lyricist. Alright, well, I'm going to get into the topic real quick. The breaking news that we have all been hearing is Donald Trump testing positive for the virus. And I don't even want to speak the word because, YouTube will come shut the stream off, Oh, you said, the YouTube support team or whoever run corporate, they become pussies. You can't say certain things, you can't speak your mind no more. Which me, I'll always speak my mind on my platform because, you know what I mean, I'm not getting paid for this, and, I basically do this shit for fun and to reach the masses, those who will wake up. So, yeah, the breaking news, the daily propaganda, the daily agenda. Donald Trump has the virus. Now, I'm going to say this, right? If Americans, if Americans in this country truly believe this, you're lost. If you really believe this, there's no hope. If you really believe this crock of shit, this propaganda, you're lost. Like, there's nothing I could say or anyone can do for you, because you might as well just stay in the herd and be a sheep the rest of your life if you really believe this bullshit and this propaganda. Now, President Donald Trump is a huge advocate, and he has been the advocate for going to the left. Now, let me say this, right? I don't follow politics. Never have, never will. And I personally, I like Trump as a person, and I love him as a businessman. But I don't think he's the greatest president. So, but with this being said, Trump has said things and gone to the left of what the sheep and the elites and the masses are trying to push. Like with the virus per se. Trump has been one of the few politicians and advocates of saying this virus is overblown. He's been an advocate for saying you can heal this virus naturally if you boost your immune system up. If you take vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, hydrochloric oxide. He has been the only politician to push this, right? So now, after all the traveling this man has done, not over the country, but all over the world, he hasn't been wearing a mask. I have yet to see Trump wear a mask, right? Now all of a sudden, 2 days after that joke of a debate, he tests positive for this. What? 30 days? A month before the election? He just happens to test positive for this? With mild symptoms? For those who are awake and think for themselves logically and are awake from the Matrix, they'll know automatically. When I first heard it, propaganda, false. Like, you know, off the bat, you don't really have to explain anything. But for those who are asleep, you just can't get to them. They really believe this. They will buy anything the news tells them. You don't think it's suspicious 2 days after the debate, he tests positive. Joe Biden took the test. He tested negative. So with the logic of how this thing is spread, shouldn't Joe Biden contracted it? Joe Biden's what, 115 years old? How come he didn't get it? But Trump just happens to just test positive. It's all a game. This shit is all a game and we're all being played. I knew off the bat when I heard this story. Propaganda. Like, a month before this election, and now this is when he happens to get it. The last time this happened was with President Eisenhower in 1956. I forget, he got sick, but it was like 2 or 3 weeks ahead of before the election, and like 2 weeks later, I guess he recovered and he ended up winning the election. Fast forward to 2020, it's happening again. We're in the midst of the biggest pandemic this country has ever, the biggest hoax, scam, and it's happening now, a month before the election, and you don't find that suspicious. We're all being played. That's all I can say. Check the comments real here. Type dude, stop nitpicking. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a political ploy. It is. It is a political ploy. It's bigger than a political ploy. It's all part to push the agenda. You know what I mean? How you doing, Grunge, by the way, too? The one having the key, how you doing, brother? Because what it is Trump has been an advocate for so long of him basically going against the grain and these corrupt politicians who have bashed Trump, you know, saying, oh, you're not taking this virus seriously, you want to open the economy back up too soon, you want to give people jobs back, and, You're telling people you could heal your immune system naturally. You know, you're telling people not to, you don't have to wear a mask, and that masks are bullshit. So now Trump has been that advocate to now they want to push this ploy now and say, okay, if the president of the United States could get this virus, it must be legit. And that's where the fear mongering and the panic comes from. Keeping the masses in fear yet again. You say, well, wait a minute, wouldn't he just blow the lid on this? He can't. Because he has to go along with this. It's part of the plan in the game. You know? But he's going to recover from this. You know what I mean? It's like, don't think this is just to distract the masses. It's all over the news. It's everywhere. He's going to recover from this. They want to make you believe that this is going to either stop the election or that he was not going to get reelected. It's all a game. And make no mistake, Trump is going to get reelected. Like, I don't follow politics, but like I said, I already know what's going on and what's going to happen. You know? These mindless idiots out here thinking, oh, you know, they're celebrating, oh, Trump. You know, they're mocking a dude. Which is fucked up, too. Let me tell you that much. You know, you got millions of Americans out here celebrating that Trump and his wife have contracted this deadly virus. And to me, that's just fucked up. We all know it's not deadly or whatever, and it's all bullshit. But just the fact that you would root for this man to contract it, him and his wife, like, that's just fucked up. And that just shows you that how much of a piece of shit people really are, and how much, you know, they would ride for their political party, you know. They would rather another man die from the opposite party than to heaven forbid, have this man win again. Because that's how much they care about the political party, you know. This is why politics is used to divide this country. And the Democrats, the liberals, they're all showing their true colors. That they don't really care about the state of this country. All they care about is their political agenda. I'm a Democrat, you know. Republicans are the same way, you know. Like I said, a lot of Republicans are racist as fuck, you know. And if this happened to Joe Biden, see, and that's the thing too. The Republicans too. If let's say the shoe was on the other foot and this was Joe Biden, you don't think they would be happy and cheering too? It goes both ways. And people are feeding into this shit. Sorry about the comments. The one having the key, LOLs. There's no doubt in my mind that Trump will win. He's going to win. Watch him release stimulus checks next month. Yeah. This is all pre-planned. Absolutely. It's all pre-planned. This is all... Everything's going to schedule. Going to plan like it always does, you know. Yeah, it must have been a typo, bro. See that? Here we go. See, I'm out here speaking some real shit, real truth, and this guy is saying, "Oh, you spelled truth wrong." Like that's how far gone this dude is. It's people like that. They're just gone. You can't help them. They're lost. I'm in here speaking some real shit, and this guy is worried about a fucking typo. You spelled truth wrong. Oh, like that's just what you're getting out of this whole thing. What an idiot. Joe Biden will win the election. Nah. No, he's Biden's not going to win. They already have Trump set to play. The elites do. Tell me, thank you, Jesus. Okay. They all have the money. All politics care about is power. Who has the power controls the world. Yep. And what's it saying on the news now? Trump is receiving a experimental antibody to help fight the virus, right? Now, one, where did this antibody come from? Since this pandemic has started, what have we been told? There's no cure for this. There's no cure, and you either you beat it naturally or that's it. They've said there's no cure for this. So now that Trump has tested positive for this, now all of a sudden there's an antibody. There's an experimental antibody for this. And what are they saying the antibody is? They're saying they're taking the blood, the cells out of a person who has had the virus and has beaten it, which has been, what, millions of people? Millions of people have survived this? It took doctors, scientists that long to think of that? It took them that long to think of this kind of cure antibody. When in essence, it's your immune system. It's not your natural antibodies that defeat the virus. But it took the scientists that we have. It took them this long to think of this. Get the fuck out of here. Right, it's like, what is this experiment? Like, what's it called? You know what I mean? And if it works, when is it going to get released? Now that too could be, they're trying to push the COVID vaccine, and that's what it could be too. In which, if it's the COVID vaccine, it's bullshit. So they could be, that's what it could secretly be too. But it's like, it took you this long to think of a cure, and that's the cure? Like, give me a break. I'm not a scientist or a doctor, and I could have told you that. It took Trump. It took Trump to contract this for them to think of this. My oh my. It's all a game. We're all being played. Like, this shit is all a scam, you know? And it's all used for distraction. Kennedy pretty much brought this election working with the mafia, just like Trump does. Exactly. Yep. Trump is working with the elites like all the rest of them have.